for it. All right. Hey guys, I'm Alana from WinWin.
I'm Jess from WinWin.
And I'm Liz from WinWin.
And today we are going to do something a little bit different. Every single week we get questions about everything to do with career consultation, the mining industry, the recruitment industries, and they're pretty much all the same questions. So we are going to do a weekly session where we are going to answer all the questions that have come up in the previous week. And so, yeah, hopefully you can find this valuable. So, right, let's get into it. One of the key questions that I had last week was, how long after I've done my interview should I ring to make a follow-up phone call? Who wants this one? Go for it, Jess.
I think we usually say the next like 1 to 2 days afterwards. Usually you follow up. Like you usually ask them. That's one of the things we always tell you is at the end of your interview, you say, right, when am I going to hear from you?
Yeah.
And then if they give you like a direct answer and say Wednesday by 5, we'll know. You go, okay, cool, and you don't really need to follow up. But if they don't, you say, do you mind if I give you a follow-up phone call just to touch base and see how my application's going? Even if you kind of freak out in the interview and don't ask that, still make the call.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and it literally can be the difference between getting the job or not, being the squeaky wheel or not. All right, cool. Yep. And what about, right, someone sends their resume out, how soon after would you recommend them making a follow-up phone call to follow that up?
I would say the next day.
Yeah.
And I would say within kind of 1 to 2 days, you want it to be fresh in their minds. And then if they haven't opened it yet, which could very well be the case, they can open it while you're on the phone, hopefully, and actually remember you. And
yeah. Absolutely. I reckon the moment you send it, 25 minutes after that.
Really?
With a phone call. Yeah, definitely. Like I've put ads out on Seek before and I got an application and the guy called me straight away. I shortlisted him right then and there. So be that squeaky wheel, 100%. Yeah, that's what I reckon. Okay, what about this one? I had this last week, which I was like, what? No way. But okay, I'm 42 years old. Am I too old to get a FIFO job? Liz, come on. What do you reckon?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, there's so many different roles that you can do out there, you know, from cleaning to truck driving to maintenance. You know, you've got all different types of roles that you can go for, even if it's working on site. It just depends on your background, but I wouldn't even say that age is a barrier at all. You just got to get out there and give it a go. And once you get out there, you're usually going to love it. So, and then you can, it gives you an opportunity to see what you might like. If you go out there and you're cleaning or you're a TA, you can look out and see other opportunities that might be out there as well.
Absolutely. What about, I'm 52, am I too old?
Hell no.
Not.
Hell no. We've had, how many people have we had, especially during COVID times? I feel like they've gotten older and older. We've had people in their late 50s and 60s and women for their first time going into mining, boom, get their resume done and get a job. Like definitely not too old. If you're fit, you look after yourself. Like it's just the same as having a job in Perth. Like, you know, if you can work and you're prepared to do it, it doesn't always have to be a physical job.
Absolutely. And like as long as you can pass that pre-employment medical, anyone can get a job. So yeah, for anyone out there questioning whether you're too old, you're not too old, unless of course you're like 80 years old. In that case, go retire already, like seriously. But yeah, you're never too old. Even people in their 60s are getting their very first FIFO job. So get into it, people. Right? Cool. All right, what about this one? I had something similar as well. I am, not me, obviously, but somebody came and said, I'm 94 kilos. Do you think this is the reason why I failed a pre-employment medical? What do you guys think?
I guess it depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah. No,
definitely not like, you can still be big boned and move very well, like. Look at all these Maori boys out there. They're big, but they still can get out there and do the work, man. They're up there scaffolding, hanging off the roofs and doing all sorts of stuff. So definitely not.
Yeah, I think that one there, we delved in and there was other factors which I believe would have been the contributing factor, but weight, like, you know, out on site, the trucks have like a weight limit and stuff like that. So I have seen people go out there, go through the pre-employment medical, and basically the employer has said, look, you're going to have to get down to underneath this. But I don't believe that would be the most, like, the catalyst for somebody not getting, you know, passing the pre-employment medical. But that's just my opinion on that one.
I don't know. We had someone last year that he was like, I think he was like 115 or 16 kilos, and they said, mate, you have to get down to 110, but otherwise you've got the job. So I honestly think if that was the issue, they would probably say if you were the best candidate, they would let you know, especially if it was a small amount like that. Like,
yeah, definitely. Same. Cool. So just make sure you can pass the pre-employment medical. Happy days. You're good to go. All right. What about this one? I'm wanting a job in WA and will move after I get one, but no employer is willing to take me on. Where am I going wrong?
You're not relocating.
Over here.
Yeah, hard out, hey. Like, yeah, who wants to elaborate on this one? Come on.
Go, come on.
Think outside the square. That's all I can say, people, is just think outside the square. Like, do you have any friends over here? Maybe you could do some networking and, you know, use their address, and maybe they can, that will be able to help you so that you can have the opportunity to say yes to that job and then move over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a specialist job like an HD fitter or something like that, or even a driller's offsider right now, because they are so screaming for people, and companies in Western Australia advertising all around the country and saying, we'll fly you over. The thing is, most companies, their point of hire is where they want you to be to fly you out. They're not going to go, all right, you want an entry-level job, you're in Tasmania, we'll fly you to Perth. It ain't going to happen. So 100% think outside the box. Do you have a mate who has an address? If applicable, use their address. And it's not about, you know, falsifying information, but if you're actually legitimately thinking about moving to get a job, do it, because there's so many jobs around and people are like, oh, but I'll do it after I get the job. It doesn't work like that. You need to be at that position or in that state or whatever to get the job. So anyone want to elaborate on that?
We have had a few candidates from overseas that have got a PO box even paid for a PO box in WA.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do. If you need to be here to get a job, well, then that's where you need to be. Like, if you're really committed to getting that role, I understand it's hard for some people that have families or, you know, and can't just up and leave on their own. But yeah, rent a room, or, you know, find someone that's got an address, get a PO box, figure that out, and make sure you have that WA address, because it will make a massive difference in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, what about this one? I had a lady come to me this week or last week, and she was asking, I'm a female, what job can I do in the mines? I was contemplating a driller's offsider role. And I'll bet you can imagine what my answer is, but what's your answer to any woman who out there right now who's contemplating getting pretty much any job in the mines, especially if it's a physical one like a driller's offsider?
Do it. Pick a job. Any job that they can do, we can do. Like, as long as you're fit and you know that it's going to be a physical job, have a look at our videos on YouTube at the driller's offsider role and see what it's about. Yeah. Anything. Apply for anything. Go for it. Like, now's the time to get in.
Absolutely. And, you know, like with what they're doing, what companies are doing, they're wanting a 50-50% split right now. There has never been a better time for women to get into the mining industry, and like, go for it. There is no, this is a woman's job, that's a man's job. Anyone can do anything. If you believe in yourself and set yourself up right from the start, then happy days, go for it. So yeah, you can do it, women. What have you got? Liz, tell some of your jobs, Liz.
Oh, well, okay. So I started off cleaning like everybody did back
in utility.
Utility for the win.
I went out there and then I decided I wanted to get out on site. So I started off as a TA role. And then from there, I was like, well, I went out and got some tickets, and then I just got to do lots of different things being a TA. And, you know, like I got to see how mine sites are put together, just far out. There were so many different processes to mining and construction. So this was, yeah, I pretty much saw what I really wanted to do and went into it. I ended up in logistics, which is really good for me because it gave me a good balance, and I was able to use all of my qualifications. And I got to understand the process of mining and construction, how the mine site was put together, and I really enjoyed it. I got to meet some really cool people, and I just pretty much networked my butt off, and it was awesome. I love it. So I'd recommend anybody to go out there, man. When you get there, just network, have a look around, see what you like doing.
Yeah.
And go for it.
Absolutely. And Jess, what was your first mining job?
I was a chef, so that was my trade. I'd always worked in kitchens and worked as a chef, so that was easy. Like literally, I got my resume done, got a police clearance, and flew to site like 3 days later. It was a bit of a culture shock because I was fresh off the boat from New Zealand, so I was like, red dirt, like lizards and bloody emus. I was like, what is happening? But I started there. I did that for about 5 years, and then I decided that I was bored of that and I didn't want to be in the kitchen. So then I did the same thing. I hustled, I met people, I made friends. I got a job as a Peggy, and then I moved into like operating machinery and driving trucks, and it was an awesome job. Awesome, so much fun. You meet so many cool people, and yeah, like you can pretty much, if you're willing to get out there and sell yourself and hustle and talk to people, you can pretty much talk your way into almost any job you want to try once you're there.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And that was a little off script, that meet and greet the team, but like, I think it's essential that people know. And especially one of the questions I've got is, you know, so many people come to us, they're like, I will not do a utility role. So tell us, ladies, what are your thoughts on people who are like, nope, I want a $200,000 job straight off the mark, or, okay, bit of an exaggeration, but what's your thoughts to anyone who might be thinking, I will not go and do a utility role?
You got to start somewhere. Straight up, like, just, you have to start somewhere and get in there. But like, if you don't want to do that role, what do you want to do, and what are you qualified to do? And if you aren't going to get into that role, well, are you going to go and say, I don't know, get a traineeship or a apprenticeship to do something which is going to take you another 2 or 3 years to get in there? Like, what's your time frame? If you want to get in there now and just do anything.
Yeah, I reckon
it's not forever.
Yeah, and I had a few sites where I had to clean rooms and stuff, really small, like 50 or 100 man camps, where, you know, you had to do some, it's not that bad. Like if you have an end goal, you know, I don't know if you're allowed to wear headphones anymore, but you chuck your headphones in, you play your music, you get your jobs done. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not your forever job. Like, if you can see it as a stepping stone and actually enjoy it and get in there and do the work, you make some awesome friends. Lizzy and I met on site. We've been friends for like 15, 16 years now. Like, you know, I just think it's awesome. It's awesome fun to be on that ground level and to meet people and to actually also have like the experience of doing it and have that respect for people that are doing the job, because some people treat the utilities so badly.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I agree. And I think as well, like, it's not the final destination. The utility role, most people, it's a rite of passage. You get into that and then you work out what you want to do. And I'm not saying get into it and 5 seconds later jump to another job, but that happens all the time. Like, you know, a couple of weeks ago, a guy went in and 2 days later, he's being poached by the client to come and do, you know, to work for them. So utility roles, don't discount it and think, oh, it's just cleaning or it's just working in a kitchen or whatever it might be. They are the best jobs to get your foot in the door now. And the sooner you can get to the mines in any capacity, whether it's a utility, a traineeship, whatever, do it. Because that is the moment you start making the cash. So,
100%.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
What would you say to this one? How hard is it to get a mining job without a driver's license? This old chestnut. Lizzy?
At the moment, I think...
Sorry.
Is it easy at the moment? They've a lot of roles. I know a lot of utility roles and a lot of roles within the village. I know you can get a job now without a license, but I think anything else, I think you still have to have one.
Yeah. No,
definitely. I would say have a driver's license, and if you can, make sure it's a C class.
Yeah, manual.
Yeah. Manual.
And if you can't drive a manual, what are you doing driving?
Yeah. And what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Oh, we've actually gone over that one. Yeah, 100% agree with what you're saying. Get a driver's license. How long does it take for BHP to get back to you after the virtual interview?
This is one for you, Alana.
Yeah. This is more like how long is a piece of string, really. There's no like set in stone answer for this one. I've seen people do it like really, really quickly, and then others it's taken like months for them to hear anything back. So unfortunately that's just the way that they go. So if you don't get through, like, you know, just keep applying, and you just never know like how it's
get a job as a utility while you're waiting.
Yes, that's right.
Absolutely. Okay. Is it worth me getting all of these? Okay, I've never worked in the mines before, but is it worth me going and getting my dozer, my loader, my articulated dump truck ticket? Anyone?
No.
Yeah, no, please don't waste your money. If you are watching this on our YouTube channel right now, go and check out the other video of exactly that. Don't waste your money on tickets that you don't need. In most cases, most mines, you don't need them. Like if you're wanting to get a ticket, get your HR license. That can open so many doors. And obviously the manual driver's license. So don't waste your money, please. Like seriously, a lot of companies, they can pay for you. There's drillers offsider companies that will pay for your HR license these days. So yeah, you would be surprised. And like I was up at Cape Preston, operated like all this different machinery. Did I need tickets? No, I needed an HR license. That was it. So yeah, please don't waste your money. Okay. Should I put my birthday on my resume?
No.
No.
So then this counts as out the old, am I too old?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't have it on your resume, they don't need to know how old you are. And that is one thing that I really love about our resumes, is that we don't put your age on there, because that's not needed. All they need to know is what you can do, and that you understand safety rules, regulations. So yes, just no.
No,
please. No. I don't know why anyone would think that this is ever going to be a selling point to put your age on your resume. Like seriously, what about I don't want to put my address on my resume. What about that?
Go, Jess. No.
All right, Jess,
you need to have your address on there. I think it comes down to, I guess they need to check you are who you are. It's not going to be shared with anyone or no one. It's not going to be in, it's going to be in their databases. It's very secure, but we have so many people that will not give their addresses over, and they just don't understand. They need that basic information to check your driver's license, to check everything. They're going to get it eventually, and to see where you are, to make sure that you're eligible for the role. Like it just, yes.
Do it. Okay. Yeah. What about this one? I don't want to put my references on my resume. References on resumes, yes or no?
Yes.
And let's talk about why, right? When it comes to resumes, right, candidates fall into the too hard basket where it's like, oh my God, now I've got to chase you for your licenses, your address, your references, and people, as a recruiter, you need to for that recruiter, you need to help make their job easier so they can shortlist you faster to get what you want, which is the job, obviously. So yeah, do it.
Yeah, definitely.
References. 3 references, 2 professional, 1 can be a personal if you want. If you can do 3 professional, especially within the last 5 to 7 years, put them on there. It saves your time, helps you to get shortlisted fast. All right. Oh, look, I've got a few random ones here, but ladies, let's just say, what is your number one tip for somebody who's trying to get into the mining industry, who's struggling? They might be sending their resume out like a million times and they still don't know where they're going wrong.
I think they need to really go through, if they haven't had their resume done by a proper professional, not someone that claims to be that charges you $1 million.
Yeah.
Someone that actually knows what they're doing. You really need to go through that, and you need to check what you're applying on. Are you applying on Seek? Are you applying via email? How are you applying? And is that all set up correctly? Because if your information differs from your resume to your profiles, and it's a mess and it's hard to read and it's hard to understand and it's all too hard, you're just never going to get through those filtration systems. And that's, I know we always bang on about resumes, but it really does, it is that simple. It is that simple.
Yeah. Lizzy, what's your advice?
Well, my advice is definitely do some research on what you're doing. Do you know other people that are already working out there? Talk to them, find out more information about what you want to do. Like meet friends. There are so many people that are doing it this day and age. We live in an information time. You can pretty much Google anything, find out what you're doing and where you're going wrong with the resumes. But then definitely, I love networking and talking to people. I know that is a big seller. Like, you could be at the pub, you can meet people. Oh, they work away. Talk to people. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
That's my advice. Yeah.
No,
like that.
Agreed, 100%. And like, seriously, if you are going for a job and you're sending your resume out 20, 30, 40, 100, 300 times, I can tell you right now, it's your resume. Full stop. Like there are so many jobs right now. It is hard to not get a mining job. They are screaming out for people. They're paying, thousands of dollars worth of sign-on bonuses. So if you cannot get a mining job, firstly, you need to work out what job is actually right for you. What do you want to do? Not everyone could be a dump truck operator, personal private joke. Anyway, and not everyone's suited to that. Does everyone really want to sit there for 12 hours a day driving 40 Ks an hour upwards? No. There's so many different, better options. Like even a water cart operator is I think a better job than driving a dump truck all day. But some people work out whether you want a physical job, whether you want more mental stimulation of an administrator role, and then resumes all need to be tailored to what you want. There's ways to make it like generic enough so it gives you more options, but it needs to be tailored in a specific way. And it's not just about keywords. Everyone's like, oh, it's just keywords. No, it's not. There are so many different factors. So if you're having issues getting in, one, check out our series, A Day in the Life of, in this YouTube channel. And obviously subscribe and like everything that we do. And if you've got any questions as well, put them in the comment section below and we might answer your question for you. So ladies, anything else you want to add to this little session here?
No.
Actually, yes. I'm going to add something in, like going back to the references, like along with your references and your valid tickets, have them ready to go and make sure that they are all there ready to go, because I got my first offshore job this way and I was actually working on site for Sodexo. And then I had HR ring me up. Oh, we've just noticed that you've got your T-bow set to work offshore. Do you want to work offshore for us? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And she's like, it was only because it was on my file. So the references and your tickets, it does make a difference, and that's the proof. And I ended up working offshore for about 2 years, and I loved it. So definitely get in there, make sure that you've got your references on there.
Yes, please. Absolutely. So that's it. Jess, you want to chuck anything out there?
No, I'm good. Just apply for a utility role. If you've never operated anything before and you've worked in an office or you're a hairdresser, or you're an admin girl, or you're a waitress, apply for a utility role. They're awesome. Like, it will get your foot in the door. It's not a forever job.
Yeah, and the best way to get a high-paying mining job is to have a low-paying mining job. Although that sounds bad, but yeah, it's where you are. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, ladies. This has been very, very helpful. If you've got any questions, hit them up in the comment section below, and we will answer your questions next week. And of course, if you need any help getting into the mining industry, contact us. Our email address is below, and you know where to find us. So thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.